Your mates are for your seniors, while your juniors are for you. Talking about babes this time around. This is an advice my brother gave me in secondary school. All right, so this is another episode of These Thoughts at 30, and I think we're getting there. A part of me is sincerely thinking 30 is so much that literally I'm going to keep doing this for 30 days. Man, all right, let's do this. So, what I'm talking about today is debatable. Like, I'm not saying this is set in stone and this has to apply for everybody, but you're going to get the idea of the story. So, this was secondary school, and secondary school love. You start catching feelings for your classmates, for someone sitting beside you and all that. And like I said, I think in the second episode that to a large extent, relationship in secondary school is a joke. Let's be sincere. But there's a wisdom in what is said, and it's a case of. I'm trying to think of how to really explain this. Most of the time, the large portion or percentage, there's always this age difference between the man and the woman. And the age difference is not necessarily because you can't fall in love with anybody, even someone that is older or younger than you, regardless of what the gender is, but because sometimes, especially when it comes to settling down, we get ready at different times. Most of the time, most guys want to, the thing, of course, 90s are changing now, but generally they want to wait till their late 20s. They want to have a level of financial stability before settling down. Whereas most ladies are not necessarily looking for that. So imagine if you're dating someone that is your mate, your age mate, there's a high probability that you'll be pressured into wanting to settle down before you're ready. Does that make any sense? Okay, I don't even know why he gave me that advice. That's definitely not the idea. This is me overthinking or trying to make sense of the idea, But what I want to just communicate with this is, I think a lot of times we're not intentional enough with relationships and dating, especially in choosing. Having feelings for somebody is not enough reason to date the person. Like, that you like somebody, you like each other, that's fine. That's fine, foundational. But beyond that is, can I work with this person? Or can it work with this person? For instance, let me use many instances. You're both in school. You're both in your final year. She's saying she's ready to, I'm ready to get married, But you know that, your father is not Otedola or Dangote. So meaning that you have to work for a while. You do your NYC, or maybe you want to do masters, you want to travel abroad. So you do NYC 1 year, you do masters 1.5 years, then you now get job and you want to save up. That's 3-4 years we're talking about. But she's ready immediately after school. Realistically, that won't work, except she's willing to say, okay, what, don't worry, I can wait till you're ready or anything. If it's in that case, it's gonna work. So the idea is, don't just choose just because you like the person, or because their body's banging, or because they're handsome. Also ask the right questions. Can this work? Put other things that you need to put in place. Ask yourself, does our timeline align? Does our ideologies align? Can it really work? Can I make it work with this person? That's it. That's the end. That's the end of today's episode. Of course, this is not a rule that you can't date someone that is your age mate. Let me even tell a personal story. I remember dating somebody right after school, and the person was ready to settle down. And I wasn't ready because, of course, I wasn't working. So I literally was pressured. That time I forget vision, forget purpose, forget ceasing. I was just looking for a job. And that was nothing bad to want. There was nothing bad in that. I wanted to get a good job so I can settle down on time and be stable for her. There was nothing wrong in her wanting to settle down immediately. And so that means there was nothing wrong for her to ask for that. But the truth is, I wasn't enough. No, not enough. I wasn't in the right place. I wasn't in the right, I wasn't the person that what she wanted was someone that was already established, So, and I'm saying this because today I see many young people start dating and okay, so how long? I would say, we still have 7 years. And they're But you know, you can't tell people that they should break up. You can't tell it, you be the enemy. So you're like, oh, okay, I'll be praying for you. So the idea is just be realistic, alongside the feelings and the emotion, add reality to it, ask sincere questions, you are planning to travel, ask the person, are you also planning to travel? Yes, they're planning to travel, then beautiful, so that's it, that's it. And there's just a reason why our father were older than our mother. I know that's changing today because before some people come for me, and things are different now. Then our fathers were the one that they sought more education. Like they took the education to a lot more advanced level. The one that are doing masters, and they see most of the time our mothers, once they do HND, they're fine. Or school certificate, they're fine. So meaning they're ready to marry at a younger age. Things are changing today. But in all that is, make sure you date someone you know that you can actually marry or that can actually work for you. Don't date someone that is above your class. This is beyond age. There's some people that I'm sorry, your spirit cannot maintain. They are above your pay grade. They are even above your sanity grade. Some people, they are crazy. They need. All right, I think I'm talking too much. So with this, and I think I should actually continue talking about that, because sincerely, I think a lot of times when you say love is blind, it's true. Sometimes love blinds us from reality. Like, I'm going to talk about, there's a point I'm going to talk about in another episode, and that's that when someone show you who they are, believe them. Because sometimes we see something in people, and the truth is, if you're being sincere, you know that this is enough reason for me to exit the relationship, but we have that thing of just believing, open against hope, like the Bible says. But yeah, just ask yourself, is this person really my mate? Can two of us work together? Okay, let me use this when the Bible says, yes, perfect example. When the Bible says, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. I'm not going to talk about someone, this is not about marrying someone of another faith. But when you come to the idea of the yoking, think of this. It came from normal agriculture they did then. They're two animals. So sometimes when they use them to plow the ground, so they had hook two donkeys together, they put this plow. So as the donkey is walking, the plow is still in the ground. Sometimes they use oxen. Oxen are stronger, they are bigger than donkeys. So imagine if you hook an oxen and a donkey. The oxen being stronger will literally just pull the donkey and be over exerting the energy of the donkey, and the donkey will be slowing down the oxen. And when I did a study, most of the time one of the animals end up dying out of exhaustion. And we see this happen today. The person you're with, can two of you, do you complement each other? Can two of you actually work on all grounds? Do you have the same ideologies? Are you guys on the same level mentally, spiritually, physically? Yes, so ask the right question. Am I equally, are we both donkeys or are we both oxen? Don't go and carry someone that is not your mate, either bigger than you or smaller than you. The end. Subscribe, watch previous ones. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me, actually. So remember to watch the subsequent ones and the previous ones, and subscribe, share, tell a friend. I love you guys.